Hello, zine friends. Hello, friends. Hello, passersby. Hello, hello, hello. If you are new here, this is probably not the video to start on because this is, I don't know what this is. This is me going to ramble. I've been away for a few weeks and had way too much time to think. Um, so, yeah, I'm just going to ramble today and I hope you don't mind. Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. I have no notes. I have no notes. Nothing up my sleeves. No aim as such. I just feeling chatty and kind of. I find that there's great benefit to talking things out. In terms of like getting my ideas straight in my head or like all that stuff. So if you don't mind a bit of ramble, this is definitely the video for that. Just kind of checking in where I'm at, where I hope to be going, sort of thing. So, hi. Hello, hello, hello. I am so sorry for that sudden jump cut. I still have a bit of a cough going on that I can't quite seem to kick, but it's getting there. Gosh. So as you know, I've been gone for a few weeks. I had double ear infection. I had strep and or tonsillitis. I can't remember what the difference is. But yeah, it was like having like little two ping pong balls in my throat, and it got to the point where it was hard to swallow and everything like that. I was just like, ugh. And I had not one but 2 rounds of very strong antibiotics. So I've basically obliterated my digestive tract. So I have to rebuild that. Super fun. Yeah. And so I am back. And it's August, which is super crazy. If you're into witchy stuff, it's meant to be like a kind of a weird, not weird good, not weird bad, just kind of weird sort of August with 2 moons, 2 full moons. So yeah, we get a blue moon toward the end of the month, and yeah, if you follow witchy stuff, Venus is in retrograde. Mercury's going to be in retrograde, so lots of fun. And I'm very much like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of person as far as all of that goes. I find it interesting. I like observing, but I don't necessarily do much in terms of adjusting my life due to those factors. But oh my goodness. As far as observation goes, Venus being in retrograde kind of lines up with a lot. That's for sure. Well, so rambles. So where I am, gosh, I'm here. I'm back. I'm feeling pretty good. I mentioned a few at this point, maybe. Months ago, I invested in a binding machine for like binding notebooks and stuff like that because I do not like O-ring binding. I don't like it at all, so I got the ability to spiral bound stuff, which has helped me immensely because I have been designing my own my own planner stuff for a long time, trying to find the right fit for me to do everything I want to do, but with my particular brain, because I'm a bit of an out of sight, out of mind kind of person, but I also cannot fit everything into one book, so it's been a bit of a like, all right, how do I do this? But so I've been doing that, and I seem to have settled more or less into a system that's working for me. And now that I'm feeling a bit better physically, it's kind of like, okay, here I am. What am I going to do next? And what I need to do next, I think, is a real shift of perspective. And that comes to like self-care. Now I know self-care is a bit of a buzz word a bit of a thing people throw around. And a lot of times, rightly so. I'm glad that the world as a whole is more aware of self-care and the importance of it and stuff like that. But the thing is that, like, as far as self-care goes, I'm not good at it. I think I mentioned that I got a gentle but firm lecture about taking care of myself and the things I can do to help try to prevent me getting as sick as I did. And yeah, I confess I haven't been taking my health seriously. Not at all. I don't like taking care of myself. It's not something I'm comfortable with. I like ignoring my health until I can't ignore it anymore. Like, when I stop being able to talk. Like, at that point I go, oh, fine. But the fact of the matter is, like, I have not one but two, possibly three autoimmune diseases, and those are chronic illnesses. They are for life, and they can do permanent damage if I don't stop neglecting. And that's just, it feels a bit weird to say and think about and everything like that. Like, I have people in my life who will tell you, like, I'm quite a strict nurse. Like, I'm a medication schedule, like, get your butt in bed kind of nurse, but that's with other people. When it comes to myself, I don't like it. I like scraping by. I prefer to scrape by with a bare minimum of self-care and then, focus on the other things. But, in however many days, I'm going to be 37. And when you get out of your 20s and stuff like that, it's not, you don't bounce back as stereotypically. Like, not every 20-something year old can bounce back easily. But usually, like, when I was in my 20s, I'd bounce back a bit easier than I do these days. Of course, I didn't have the autoimmune stuff then. And so, yeah, like, having my planner and stuff like that supporting my organization efforts, I can go, okay, that's my brain, that's part of my brain, and I can put that over there. Now I need to change my perspective, and the perspective being, like, I need to take care of myself, which does not make for a happy seller. I don't want to do it. There are a lot of issues in there, and I don't really want to get into my psychology too much, but yeah, but it's kind of like this, yeah, I need to change my entire perspective, because my perspective has always been like, I get up and I have, like, what do I have to do for the world first? Who needs me? I am Superwoman. But, but yeah, it's like, from emails to answer to, like, what videos do I have to go up? What, I have oodles of zines to review. Like, what do I have to do, like, for out there, for everybody else, for anybody else? And so the prospect of, like, what would it be like to wake up and be like, okay, I need to take care of myself first, which just feels a little oogie to me. And if anybody said that to me, if any of my friends said, oh, that feels a little oogie to me, I'd be like, well, get used to it, because you need to take care of yourself first. So I would tell this to somebody else, but when it comes to me, I'm just like, la, 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 la. But anyway, so here I am, starting to feel better, having obliterated all of my intestinal bacteria, having to rebuild in many ways, and kind of like, okay, so how do I do this? How do I prioritize my health? I mean, there are things that the doctor lectured me about, like, that I confess I've been neglecting, and I guess that, like, I've been like, oh, I'm just going here. Do I really? Anyway, so there are things that I know I can do, like, always have a mask. Always have a mask with me, which I've been bad about. And always mask up when I go out. Because I'm, and I haven't wanted to be accepting of it, but now my immune system is just that vulnerable, and I need to get used to it. So there's like little things like that I need to incorporate into like daily habits. I need to be better at taking all my medications every single day. I forget every now and then, like maybe one day every 1 or 2 weeks or something like that, but that's still a day. Like I need to work on consistency with that and stuff like that. But like, how do I prioritize my health and do it in a way that doesn't make me feel guilty? Which sounds weird, but it's like if I only have an X amount of like good hours for my brain, if I use most of that time for like taking care of myself, like if I have to get up, morning routine, exercise, shower, feed myself, all that stuff, like I will feel guilty if I don't have time for all the other stuff. I don't know how this sounds. I feel like I know exactly what I'd say to myself if I were someone else. So maybe I should just sit down and lecture myself in the letter or something. I don't know. So priority is to change my entire life perspective to a perspective that I've been actively avoiding for my entire life. And that is my health first before anything else. And having done that, next up, I want to go, okay, I know what I want to do. I want to keep on with Happy Mail Mondays. I want to vlog here and there, but that won't be consistent at all. It'll just be when I feel like it and have the energy. I want to have Nick's Reads going consistently. I want to bring back the zine collector and have that consistently, whether that's once a month consistently or whether I can do it once a fortnight. That remains to be seen. That's all stuff I have to figure out. And then I want to have dedicated writing time because I want to write fiction. Like it's been so long and I've been kind of puttering away at rewriting my novels. But it hasn't been enough because I don't have any, I don't have writing session habits or anything like that. And I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling the frustration, and I'm feeling all sorts of things. So that's kind of like where I am, what I'm contemplating, what I want to do. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is kind of like a reintroduction of sorts. Like I feel like a lot of you know me and things like that, but either maybe for an episode of the Zine Collector or maybe just a random video, I might do like an Ask Me Anything that also serves as a sort of reintroduction, because there have been a lot of new names in terms of people who are following me here on Instagram and stuff like that. There have been people who've contacted me. Oh, I saw that you do calls for submissions, which I do, but I only post them on the weekends. And it's kind of like, I thought, well, I could do this is who I am, this is what I do, all that stuff. Oh, I can't believe this has been such a given for a long time. Also on my list is obviously the more extensive, focused, written zine reviews. Like some people, and I don't want to say they're not, but they're also mail opening reaction stuff. But some people consider like this Happy Mail stuff to be, I have a sneeze. Sorry about that. But anyway, some people consider Happy Mail Monday to be like a review in and of itself. But I do want to get back to the written reviews as well. So it's kind of like, I thought I could do something like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Let me know if you think that's a good idea to do sort of a reintroduction or an introduction if you're not that familiar with me and all that sort of thing. And yeah, that's just where I am, and that's where I want to be for both myself, my author self, and my YouTuber, zine maker, fairy zine mom of the zineverse person. Like that's all the stuff I want to do. Yeah. So I guess like it helps me to talk about it in a way that's not like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and yet I yet again fail to do a thing that I wanted to do because I haven't been accepting of where I am limited health-wise and things like that. Like, consistency is so important to me. And it's like, okay, so I haven't been able to felt like I was able to be consistent. So how do I change my idea of what consistency is in terms of like, okay, if I can't do it once a fortnight, can I do it once every 3 weeks or once a month? Like, I'm in a place where I'm trying to change my perspectives in that way. But yeah, the big one is definitely changing my perspective in terms of like, yeah, I kind of have to take care of myself because like, I don't wanna. I don't know if that sounds ridiculous or pathetic, or I don't know how that sounds, but like, I don't wanna. I don't like it. I don't like focusing on me. It is uncomfortable. Which is probably weird to say, seeing as I'm sitting in my room talking to my camera, and it's just like, but I do consider it very much a conversation, so. Yeah. So this is my ramble. This is it. This is my ramble. This is kind of like, okay, that's what happened. Here I am. Here's what I'm contemplating. The zine cave is less of a mess, but it's getting there now that I have shelves, and I'm a very happy bunny now that I have shelves. I can show you a picture and stuff. I want to do like a renewed zine cave tour once I have things a bit more cleaned up. So yeah, I guess that's like I wanted to ramble, but I wanted to ask you, all of you, a bunch of questions as well, if you feel inclined to answer one or any of them. And so my questions are, I have lots of them. I'm kind of like, do I order them or anything? So, but no, I'll just ask. First of all, are you interested in a sort of reintroduction / alternatively just an Ask Me Anything video? It could be a good reintroduction to the Zine Collector podcast, or it could just be a good whatever thrown in sort of thing. Are you interested in that? If you are, if it turns out that people are, I will do a formal YouTube community post as well as an Instagram post for collecting questions. So yes, are you interested in an Ask Me Anything / reintroduction? Are you interested in a Zine Cave tour? That will be like probably not this month. Given the rate at which I'm like rearranging and everything, it'll probably be September at the earliest. But are you interested in a Zine Cave tour and behind the scenes sort of stuff? Are you, what are your thoughts on consistency? Would you, is once a month enough for a podcast? Or would you be like, nah, I'd probably fall off if it was only once a month? What are your thoughts on consistency? Please share them. If you have any thoughts on consistency, please share. Any self-care tips and everything. If you have ever been in this position where you've had to change your perspective, where your health, whether it be mental or physical or anything, if you've been in a situation where you've had to change your entire perspective to try to put yourself first because you're not doing so well without the self-care stuff, please, like, any advice, any books you read, any zines you read, any documentaries you watched, any YouTube channels you follow, like anything, like I'm open to all of the advice. I'm open to all of the learning, because this is, like, I'm kind of laughing about it because humor is my coping mechanism, but I am genuinely, like, worried and intimidated and frankly, just I've never really been comfortable with the whole prioritizing myself thing. I've always felt more sense of purpose and happiness and usefulness with helping other people and being there for other people. So this whole like sitting with myself and like find out what kind of exercise you like and eat regularly and move regularly and all this stuff, like the how to take care of yourself, how to human in a healthy way, like all of this stuff is it's really it's a bit weird for me. So if you have any advice, like I said, like anything, like books, zines, documentaries, YouTube channels, anything, like all of it is welcome. So there you go. There are a bunch of questions for all of you. If you feel like putting them in the comments, it's very much appreciated. I'm not in a place where I'm feeling lost as such. I'm just like, I kind of know, I know what I want to do. I kind of know what I have to do. And I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. Nervous, I guess. I'm nervous, I guess. All right. So, yeah, that's me. So if you like anything, like if you want to answer one of the questions or all the questions or anything, like feel free, like discuss, like answer each other, anything like that, anything you want to do, like, welcome in the comments, have fun. And yeah, I will wrap that up here. I've been rabbiting on for quite a while, but yeah, that's kind of just where I am, but upward and onward, excited for the future, but just not quite sure exactly how the future looks with this whole prioritizing my health and like figuring out how to do things consistently if I can't do them in the way I originally envisioned. Anyway, so until next time, have a hot drink, have a cool drink, make some zines, have some fun, go hug a pet if you have a pet, go hug a human if you have a human, and yeah, spread a little sunshine. Virtually hug your resident zine enthusiast. That was so long, and I don't know if I made any sense. This is what happens when I start a video and I'm just like, I'm just gonna talk, and I have like no notes. So